Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good day, everyone. Welcome to the Ministry of Health webinar session. You are with me, Professor Dr. Hamid Jan bin Jan Muhammad, and I'm assigned a topic related to one of my expert area, and the topic for today's webinar is milk and health benefits. Well, I believe all of you are familiar with milk. You have experienced many types of milk. So for that reason, one of the points that we will learn in this outline is on the types of milk that are available in the market. And also there are also a category of products which looks like milk but they are not milk products. That one also we will learn today. And very pertinent and important issue related to milk, which is lactose intolerance. So there are people who have problems with milk. Whenever they consume, they get discomfort, stomach discomfort, and etc. So we'll learn a bit on this and how we can help individual who have problem with lactose intolerance. And I have selected some health benefits to be highlighted in the webinar today. So again, we will learn that. And finally, I will share with you the current dietary guideline related to milk consumption. So I hope we will have a very useful session, very fruitful session, very informative session. If you are aware and know some of the points, please bear with me because I try to make this presentation as general as possible so that we can share the information with a wider group of people interested in this topic. So let's start with the types of milk. There are several types of milk available for human consumption. So I will start off with fresh milk. Fresh milk, okay, this is milk directly sourced from cows, goat or sheep. Basically, the fresh milk that we get from the farm, okay, direct from the farm. Normally, this milk should be boiled first before consumption, mainly because of hygienic reason. Okay, we have to make sure the milk that is from the farm is free from bacteria. So by boiling the milk, you may kill the bacteria and safely consume the milk. This fresh milk normally has about 3% of milk fats. It's slightly high in fat because of its pureness from the original milk product. Okay. Later I will explain to you there are different versions of milk where some have been removed in terms of their fat and named as low fat milk for health reason. So that is the first type of milk, the fresh milk. The second type of milk is the pasteurized milk. I think those who learn biology may be aware that pasteurized means it comes from the word Louis Pasteur from France, who developed the technique of preserving or ensuring the milk doesn't spoil in a short period outside in the room temperature. So what happened is this is actually fresh milk that has been subjected to heat treatment, just like what Louis Pasteur did. He introduced heat to the milk with a certain protocol, and the milk are able to stay at room temperature without being spoiled easily. So the fresh milk that I explained earlier that you see on supermarket shelves are actually pasteurized milk. So if you see a box of fresh milk on the shelf, so basically it is pasteurized. Okay, this type of milk should be kept in the refrigerator and consumed within a few weeks. Okay, so you have to make sure you do not open the milk and then keep it for a very long period. Even inside the fridge, it has a shelf life that it should be consumed. Not doing so may give harm to the consumer, because you may have spoiled milk and then consume a spoiled milk which later may cause food poisoning and etc. So be careful when you consume fresh milk and pasteurized milk. They have quite a sensitive shelf life in terms of temperature, storage, and also the safety. Not to say it is harmful, but just be careful. Next is the UHT milk. Okay, this is also heat treated milk, but the temperature used is very high and the treatment is only for a few seconds. So it has a different protocol in terms of preservative, but if unopened, this type of milk can be kept at room temperature for a much longer time than pasteurized milk. So the nutrient content is similar to that of pasteurized milk. So UHT is in terms of shelf life, it has a better and longer shelf life. Next is flavored milk. Okay, flavored milk, this is pasteurized milk or UHT milk to which a flavoring substance is added. Okay, so there are many types of flavoring that you can see. Some are with chocolate flavor, some has strawberry flavor, some has khurma flavor, just to ensure that consumer get variety of flavorings. Normally the flavored milk are liked by children. They like to have this flavor. Mostly probably chocolate is the popular flavor among children. It is one way of encouraging children to consume milk, but unfortunately the flavored type of milk contains slightly higher amount of sugar and also slightly higher amount of calorie compared to the non-flavored milk. So parents should be careful, try to discourage children if possible not to consume flavored milk too often. Okay, next is full cream milk powder. So this is milk that has its water removed and converted into powder form. Using the correct amount of this powder in water, a milk drink of similar nutritional value to fresh milk or pasteurized milk can be prepared. The point of making it into powder is basically to improve the shelf life, to make it more easier to transport from one place to another place. So there are many commercial reasons for creating the powder milk, but those who are consuming powder milk should be very careful, because if you make the milk too thin, then you may not get the correct amount of nutrients from that milk. Okay, and you also should not make it too thick, because it may also cause other problems in terms of their concentration. So the ideal way, if you are planning to have or purchase or consume powdered milk, best to read the label instructions. Over there they will explain very clearly the number of scoop of milk that you powder that you should put inside the cup or glass, and the amount of water that you should put inside the cup or glass. So basically by following the instruction, you are getting the right amount and correct amount of nutrients. So this is what I mentioned just now, the low fat milk, which is milk which has some of its fats removed so that it contains no more than 1.5% of milk fat. So the fresh milk contains 3%, so basically this is half of it. So you will have the full benefit of milk, but slightly with lower fat amount. So basically for those who are health conscious, or normally adults who are planning to not to increase calorie from fat, so this is probably an option for them. And further down the lines you have skimmed milk, which has almost all of its fat removed, so that it contains no more than 0.5% milk fat. It is also known as non-fat milk. I have experienced consuming skim milk in my life. To be honest with you, it just tastes like water. It's very thin, very watery, and you don't really feel the milky flavor from the skim milk. So again, this is up to the consumer whether they want to choose skim milk or low fat milk for personal reason. So just a little note down there in the slide. Low fat and skim milk may be used as adults who are overweight and wish to reduce fat intake. So this type of milk should not be given to young children, as they need the fat and fat soluble vitamins that are contained in regular milk. So basically this low fat milk, skim milk, is not suitable for children, especially if they are having a growth problem. So this milk is mainly for adults who want to lose weight or want to make sure they don't put on a lot of weight by consuming milk. In the market, we also have non-milk products. Okay, so I'll just carefully explain to you what are the non-milk products. So basically, non-milk products are the popular sweetened condensed creamer, I would say. I may not call it milk anymore, but normally the public will call it non-condensed sweetened condensed milk. Okay? In bahasa they call it susu pekat manis, which is very commonly used in the preparation of teh tarik. So whenever the hawker or the seller make teh tarik, so this is the I would say secret recipe or the attractive flavoring that is used to make the teh tarik sweeter and have the unique taste. So these are not milk, okay, and should not be considered as milk as well, because the production of sweetened condensed creamer are mainly by mixing oil, sugar and fat from the milk, solid fat from the milk. So basically this with some water, it's all mixed together and you get a very thick substance which is called sweetened condensed milk. Similar to sweetened condensed milk, we have sweetened condensed filled milk, almost similar, but there is some variation in terms of preparation, but again both are not milk based, not considered as dairy as well. Then we have evaporated milk, okay, susu sejat, and anything that is white is not milk. That one we have to educate our consumer. So for example, some try to substitute milk with almond milk, soy milk, okay, so it is white in color, it may taste good for them, but the amount of nutrient that you may get from the soy or almond milk is not similar, never the same as compared to the dairy milk. So basically again the modern people have a lot of idea. You can see in the internet there are a lot of claims on almond milk, mainly done by the people who are selling it, but it is again not milk. And coconut milk, definitely not a milk. Okay, we have experience of a tourist, a friend came all the way from abroad. He wants to drink coconut water, but unfortunately he ended up in the supermarket and he saw a box of a picture with coconut in front of it, so he thought it was a coconut juice, and up drinking it and end up in A&E for some damage control. So coconut milk is definitely not considered. So basically this slide shows you the non-milk products that should not be substituted or used or claimed as same benefit as milk, dairy milk. Lactose intolerance, when a person has symptoms due to a decreased ability to digest lactose. So lactose, a sugar found in dairy products. So inside milk you have lactose, which is a sugar component of the milk, and this lactose needs an enzyme called lactase to digest. And unfortunately some of our friends, we do not have the lactase enzyme sufficiently, and when they consume milk and lactose, the lactose is become indigested, and it causes a lot of gastrointestinal problem, mainly abdominal pain, bloating, diarrhea, gas and nausea. So you may come across friends who claim, who say that they cannot drink milk because of this reason. So fair enough, it is true, but not everybody have lactose intolerance. And even if you have lactose intolerance, taking small amount of milk may not trigger the symptoms. So do not take it in large quantity, then it will start to cause problem because of this because of the lack of enzyme. So lactose intolerant person may derive the health benefit associated with milk and milk product by consuming lactose-free pre-digested milk. So special milk are designed by to cater this group of individuals. Basically, lactose-free milk are the options that they can have. Alternatively, they can choose yogurt as a replacement, because yogurt contains almost similar benefit as the dairy product, which is milk, but then it is free from lactose, so it is another option. But they have to ensure that they get enough calcium from other sources, okay, from calcium fortified or enriched milk products to meet their calcium requirement, because not consuming milk may put a very high risk for someone to have lactose intolerance. So health benefit, okay, there are 3 health benefits that I want to share with you here. So milk is packed with nutrients, okay, basically it is a nutrient dense food item. So milk is an excellent source of vitamin and minerals, including nutrients of concern, which are under consumed by many populations. So in general, it provides potassium, B12 vitamins, calcium and vitamin D, which are lacking in many diets. So vitamin D especially is very challenging nutrient, especially for us Asian, because we do not consume food which are rich in vitamin D. For example, the cold water fish like salmon. So this is not very commonly consumed in our population, although we have sunlight outside, but it is not well utilized. So one way of obtaining vitamin D is through the milk, because it is fortified and it is a good way of getting that nutrient from milk. On top of potassium, B12, calcium, vitamin D, there are long lists of vitamins and minerals that you can obtain. So if you if you go to the market, a supermarket, and you want to purchase milk, you can compare, you can look at the list nutrition information panel, try to read and see. You can see that almost like half carton of the box is list of nutrients. It is indicating that the amount of nutrients that are added into the milk, which is very, very beneficial. Milk is also a rich source of protein, with just 1 cup contain 8 grams of protein. So protein is necessary for many vital functions in your body, including growth and development, cellular repair and immune system regulation. Milk is considered a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 of the essential amino acids necessary for your body to function at an optimal level. So basically, it is a complete protein. It has all the essential amino acids for our body. And point number 3, milk benefits bone health. Milk is an excellent source of the nutrients your body relies on to properly absorb calcium, including vitamin D, vitamin K, phosphorus and magnesium. These are a spectrum of nutrients which are important for the bone health. And 99% of our calcium are basically located in the bone. So it shows how important is calcium with regards to bone health. So adding milk and dairy products to your diet may prevent bone diseases like osteoporosis. So osteoporosis is a disease where the bone density is reduced due to leaching of calcium from the bone. So studies have linked milk and dairy to a lower risk of osteoporosis and fractures, especially in older adults. So we need to have a strong bone from from childhood up until adolescence. Good bone density during this lifespan is very important to ensure that when we become older, we have enough calcium inside the bone and our bone is still strong, although we are probably 70, 80 years old. So that will prevent osteoporosis. So these are 3 important benefits of calcium, of milk that we can get from consuming it. The next few minutes I will share with you the dietary guideline. These are revised guideline. This is the picture. The picture shows you the Malaysian Dietary Guideline book, but what I'm presenting is slightly different from that book because this is the revised version. So the dietary guideline has 2 key recommendations. The first key recommendation is for us to consume milk and milk products daily. Daily means every day. Key recommendation 2, replace sweetened condensed milk, sweetened condensed filled milk, and sweetened creamer with plain milk liquid or powdered milk or evaporated milk in beverages and cooking. Basically, we try to find ways of using milk in our food preparation. So I will go through key recommendation number 1. Consume milk and milk products daily. How to achieve? We should consume 1 to 3 servings of milk and milk products daily. 1 serving is equivalent to 1 glass of milk. So getting between 1 to 3 servings is recommended, so that you get full benefit of the calcium daily. Drink milk at breakfast if possible, or before bedtime. So it all depends on your preference. It doesn't matter you have it in the morning or you have it before you go to sleep, but it is a good way of timing for milk is essential. Number 3, drink milk instead of flavored milk. As I said just now, flavored milk is slightly sugary, slightly more calories. So if possible, try to go for the natural milk, unflavored milk. Consume milk or milk products between main meals. Okay, milk can be consumed between as a snack as well. So for example, in the morning at 8 o'clock you have a breakfast with tea, for example, and with bread, for example, and then at 10 o'clock when you feel to have some snack, so milk can become a good option because it gives you high nutrient density from 1 glass of milk. Choose milk and milk products with low fat content if you need to reduce calorie intake. So there are a variety of versions of milk according to the fat content, so you can choose the right one for you so that you get the low calorie but at the same time you get the maximum benefit from consuming the milk. Key recommendation 2, replace sweetened condensed milk, sweetened condensed filled milk, and sweetened creamer with plain milk liquid or powdered milk or evaporated milk in beverages and cooking. So basically, how to achieve that? You use plain milk instead of sweetened condensed milk. Basically, when you make a tea or coffee, do not use the sweetened condensed milk, but replace it with plain milk. It may take some time for you to adapt with the changes of the flavor, but eventually when you are used to drinking coffee with milk, with fresh milk or with low fat milk, eventually you will acquire the taste and you will like the taste after that, and that will bring you away from consuming condensed milk in your other drinks as well. So this is one way, but you have to train and practice and be patient. Slowly you will be able to acquire the taste of it. Number 2, replace sweetened condensed creamer with milk or milk powder or evaporated milk in beverages, example teh tarik, coffee, and malt drinks. So whenever you are consuming these beverages, you try to practice and learn to change and modify it to become healthier compared to the usage of condensed creamer, which is unhealthy. Use milk or milk products as part of ingredients of dishes and beverages. So you can prepare salad, by putting some yogurt inside. You can prepare, like some Indian curry, they put yogurt as a replacement of santan. So this is ways that we can introduce milk into our dishes and beverages. Okay, for example, you may want to do carrot juice. Instead of putting condensed creamer, you put milk, healthier milk, so that the carrot juice becomes healthier. And number 4, add milk or milk products to meals with like oatmeal, cereal, and pudding. So I think normally we eat cereal with milk. Oat also we normally eat with milk, but puddings, we can prepare puddings by having milk together with the puddings. So I think that's generally about milk and health benefit. As I said just now, just to recap our lecture today, the webinar today, as I said just now, there are different types of milk that we can see in the market. We as a consumer need to be clever, need to be educated, need to be aware about the ingredients of the milk and how the nutrients are added into the milk and how to consume the best type of milk according to our need. So for example, if I have a problem with my weight, so I have to make sure I go for the low fat milk rather than the full cream, or also rather than condensed creamer, because consuming condensed creamer in a long term, you will have excess calorie, and that excess calorie may cause weight gain, and eventually it is not very good to have this issue. Okay, so these are the strategies that you may apply, okay, by choosing the right type